Hi, loving friends. It's Chris here from Light. Thank you for joining me today, and thank you for being here today. So today, I want to talk and discuss about addiction, and most of all, our shield of disparity, or lost in a prison of our own design. Your own shield of disparity. That's what I want to talk about today. So I'm a recovered heroin, crystal meth, crack, cocaine, ecstasy, and any drug I get my hands on addict. I'm a recovered addict, okay? I used to rob restaurants, okay? I used to rob hotels. I used to rob people at gunpoint and at knife point, okay? I'm clean and I'm sober now, and I'm ascending, right? I'm ascending into all that I'm destined to become right now. So I want to share with you today how I overcame addiction and rose into my own salvation and into my power to assist in many who have come to seek me. We can all do this, and we all deserve to shine in this world. Each and every one of us deserve to shine. I am here to empower all who seek my counsel, Divine Ones. So again, thank you. And thank you for being here today. And thank you. So let's talk about addiction. Let's talk about the shield of disparity. So do you find you're constantly working on yourself to only see more weeds? Self-defeating weeds, I should say. You know, self-sabotaging, defensive weeds. Do you know what I'm talking about here? Lack of love, depression weeds, constantly popping up, right? To be pulled. You continue to pull the weeds like over and over and over again by working on yourself, right? Cleansing your inner house, always cleansing yourself, releasing, healing, workshops, support groups, you're going to meetings, right? You're doing some step work for yourself, right? To only find your addictions, you're battling them again. You're battling. And it's still lingering there. It's just lingering your addiction and waiting to take you out again one more time, just wipe you out. You continue to do more work on yourself, to go to even more meetings, okay? Read more books and self-help books, to do all the steps to overcome this, and to, and over every year, you keep doing this stuff, but the addiction still lingers. It haunts you, never leaving you alone. You start to feel hopeless. You start to feel like you're stuck in self-pity. You start to feel like victim, martyr, hopeless, and dependent on something outside yourself for your very own recovery. So here is the hope today. Here is the hope. Yeah, here's the hope, okay? Here's the hope. This is the time to release the static between you and your success. It is time to work out the potholes, okay? So you just keep going straight, nice constant speed between you and all that you are destined to become. That's what today's about, Divine Ones. That's what I want to discuss with you today, okay? I'm a recovered heroin addict. I used to rob people at gunpoint, and I want to share my wisdom with you and how we can assist each other to grow all into our own power. So I want to address the dark shield today, okay? The dark shield of addiction. No matter your addiction, we form a fabric around us. A fabric, okay? A metal fabric. A type of shield around us to protect us from the pain, the hurts, and the letdowns that we experience in life on a day-to-day basis. So it's a cocoon, you could call it, right? I do a video on a cocoon of love. You can watch that too to start forming a beautiful light of cocoon around you. A cocoon, you could call it, but made up of disparity, this one. This one I want to talk about today is a shield of disparity. A shield of disparity, a cocoon of disparity. By your own design, of course, right? This shield is made up of your hurts, your letdowns, your self-sabotage behavior, your payoffs, such as avoiding rejection, confrontation, fear of failure, seeking approval, need to be needed, need to be loved, seeking freedom, asking safety, right? Or seeking safety, you know what I mean? Seeking love, seeking power, hopeless, denial, self-punishment even, rejection, hurts, pains, letdowns. Did not get enough love when I was a child. I'm not good enough. I'll never be good enough. I'm too overwhelmed. It's too hard. I can't do it. You got the wrong guy. I'm on the wrong planet. Why me? No one wants me. You know what I mean? These very payoffs that I discuss about in self-defeating behaviors are the very fuel that feeds your shield of addiction, your shield of disparity. So this shield that was put in place by you, by your own design, Divine Ones, this very shield denies your growth. It denies your evolution and the very positive changes that you seek in your life, okay? This shield of addiction cuts you off. It cuts you off from you fully experiencing life and expressing your life. Expressing your gifts, from expressing the joys and loves that you have to offer this beautiful world, okay? The shield cuts you off from God, goddesses. It cuts you off from your higher self, your soul, your wisdom, your channeling, your knowledge. It cuts you off from your experiences of the joy and love in life, okay? It cuts you off from your unseen friends. It cuts you off from your gifts, abilities, wisdom, spiritual powers, attributes, okay? The ability to fully heal yourself too. To let love in. Like, this shield of disparity doesn't let love in. Like, I've tried healing clients where they're stuck in the shield of disparity, and the first blast of light that go to them, they don't feel it until they let down the shield of disparity and let love in. You put the shield of disparity up, you block love too, as well. You get locked in this little prison of matrix stale air. You know what I mean? So I want to set in motion a successful you today. And that's what this is all about today. You see, Divine Ones? You can release all the payoffs you like. You can release all the blockages you like. You can delete contracts. You can pull curses. You can pull spells. You can release self-sabotage behaviors. You can release self-punishment behaviors, psychic shame contracts, even cords, suppressed unhealthy anger, built-up fear, impeding guilt, past life trauma, imprints, shame. I could list go on and on and on. But as long as a shield of addiction is up and in place, the addiction shield will linger and it will imprison you. I'm living proof of this, and I'm well aware of this shield of disparity. During the fine detailing of your subconscious mind, it's potent, powerful, and pure, and to take it to the step further is to understand that all payoffs and all self-defeating behaviors that feed this addiction shield that's around you. See, you're in a school about you, Divine Ones. You're here to learn about you, of why you've created this shield of disparity in the first place. That's why you're here. That's one reason why you're here. There's many reasons why you're here. So what we want to do is we can pull the roots that feed the addiction all we want. We can work on the beliefs all we want, okay? But we also have to make sure that we pull the main stubborn root to the addiction shield. And that's something I can assist you with in a private healing session by working off also on all the other things that I just mentioned before. So that's shame, guilt, unhealthy anger, and fear. Releasing those makes it easier to pull the main stubborn shield, okay? The main stubborn root. You can do all the steps you want, okay? But if you do not look at your shield of disparity, your addiction shield, your protection shield that needs drugs and alcohol, porn, or whatever it is you do, chocolate, whatever your small addiction is, right, to maintain itself, you will relapse, okay? Look at a dandelion. If you do not pull the main stubborn root to the dandelion grows back again. Just like your addiction shield, it will grow back again unless you don't, you have to push and pull, you have to pull the main stubborn root, okay? So I wish to inform you, this is not because you're not good enough. You are enough, and in this moment you're enough, and you've always been enough. Not because you don't deserve it, because you deserve everything life has to offer you, Divine Ones. Not because you're unworthy or not deserving. It's not that. Not because you're not doing it right. You're doing it right. You're perfectly learning. You're perfectly growing. You're perfectly experiencing, and you're perfectly evolving. It's beautiful. You're here to learn about you, and you're at school about you, Divine Ones. Not these self-defeating ideas, okay, that tell yourself and you've used to feed your shield of disparity. It's none of these, okay? You've used those to feed your addiction shield, which gives it more strength and power. It's about changing your mindset and changing your state of being today, Divine Ones. As long as the shield of disparity is up, we'll remain lost and imprisoned by our own design. You really will. If you are ready to finally, once and for all, heal from addictions, okay, one must address the shield of disparity that is taking you out minute after minute, hour after hour, day after day, week after week, month after month, and year after year, as you try to become clean and sober. The protective shield, okay, is designed to keep out the pain of abandonment, neglect, denial, hurts, being wrong, unhealthy anger, shame, guilt, fear, pain, okay, which start to form. And after a while, you know, the pre-verbal years, okay? So as you're born, you're emotionally, mentally, and physically attached to your mother, okay? When mom smiles, the baby smiles. And when mom cries, the baby cries, and vice versa. As the baby grows to about 18 months years old, okay, about 18 months years old, the baby begins to transform into a child. And at this age, we call it the emotional born phase. The child is no longer fully emotionally, mentally, and physically attached to the mother. For most, but not all, your protective addiction shield went up around the pre-verbal years, okay? Around 18 months to 36 months. But for most, but not all, maybe it could have been earlier than that. Especially for those who have had survival needs kick in at a much earlier age. As children, we tend to put up a protective shield, right? Especially to give us the sense of physical and emotional security. We've lost the sense of security in our heart, so we put up this emotional, physical, emotional security around us for a sense of belonging, okay? At the time of construction of your protection shield, which you formed, the only thing you got that has a real substance that stands out is your protective shame shield, okay? You see, all the shame you carry has created the foundation around you. The protective armor, the protective shield that you built around you. At 18 months old, a child is not fully conscious of seeking out safety and security, but they start to around this time. At about 18 months years old, it begins to stretch. You begin to stretch, you begin to flex, test your muscles, right? And seek and search out a sense of safety. You search it out. Because really your primary needs is to give and receive love. And then that's kind of denied. So you end up trying to search out for safety somewhere, security, and just to belong in this world. You grew up in an unhealthy home, probably most likely not, and you had a parent yourself because you had parents that were children. And maybe it was neglect, it was abandonment, denial, rejection, mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical abuse you were in. And you're surrounded by it. Beatings, spankings, letdowns, hurts, okay? It was a major issue for you as you grew up as an infant, right? Then physical survival needs would have kicked in much earlier. For most, but not all, generally speaking, around 18 months years old when an infant turns into a child, the child figures out ways of safety, security, and ways to belong. The infant begins to construct, to form, and to weave together various components that make a protective shield around them. This protective shield gets crafted together by messages and feelings of deservability, such as feeling unworthy, unappreciated, unaccepted, things of not being good enough. I'm not good enough, I can't do it. Don't be greedy, right? You will never have friends. No one cares about you, no one loves you. It's competition out there, you better be prepared for it, okay? Don't be in lack, there's lack. Go to school or you'll end up being poor like them, okay? Don't be poor like them, right? No one will love you, no one loves you. It's competition. This gets us on. Don't let mom and dad down, okay? Focus. Be a good kid. Be more pleasant, okay? You must share and give to others before yourself. Don't think only of yourself. And at the same time, you're stretching out and testing your powers at this time, okay? With mom and dad and family and friends, and they're saying, no, don't do this, bad. Don't do that, bad girl, bad boy, that's wrong. Don't do that ever again. Stupid kid, can't you do anything right, okay? This shield, okay, that we think protects us, stays up till the needs are met. But for most but not all, the protective shield stays up, okay? Even well after the needs of the safety, security, and belonging are met. This too becomes an addiction for us, to constantly search out safety and security and to be needed. So the messages of deservability start to take place and then form our very own addiction protective shield around us. From pre-verbal infant years to the first break shame around 6 to 12 years old to teen adolescent shame to adult shame, the protective shield gets stronger and stronger, and the unhealthy emotions, right? The pain, the shame, they intertwine, they tighten together like knotted fishing line, okay? Or really tight, wet knots that seem they will never, ever, ever come undone unless you cut them out. These knots of deserving compound, right? Compound and build up to a hard rock is formed around you. Not to mention our very own numbing agent of guilt and shame and fear, which adds to longevity and strengthens the protective shield around us. As this shield gets stronger and stronger with more feelings of inadequacy, we start to need more and more stronger drugs, right? To cope with the pain of being overwhelmed, feeling separate, feeling lonely, jealousy. When we make mistakes or errors, or we're never happy, right? We're unstable. We have feelings of never being, or I will never be enough, that I can't be helped. We panic, we get overwhelmed, we have anxiety, we hate our errors, we're overcorrecting ourselves with a grievous mistake, we feel disconnected from ourselves. So to heal your addictions is to love and heal the child within. And I can for certainly assist you with that. When we came in this world, we came with the innocence, purity, love, wonder, innocence of creativity, okay? Play, laughter, new sparks of dreams, and visions, exploring, testing our powers, feeling and expressing our emotions. But as life went on, the hurts, pains, hardships, not being listened to, rejection, denial, abandonment, lonely, started to appear, okay? As an infant or a child, we would not have the facility to protect yourself, okay? At this young of an age, you would barely have the means of fully expressing yourself at that age, let alone communicating how you really want or how you truly feel inside of yourself. Maybe if you did express yourself, you were spanked, okay? You were spanked, told to shut up, go to your room, and listen to your mother. I'm your mother, listen. I'm your dad, listen. Listen to your parents, or else. Or feel the backhand of my hand, okay? Right? Or no dessert for you, no bedtime story, no play, and you're always, always in trouble as the bad boy or girl, okay? You could not talk about how you really felt as an infant or a child, even if you had the words or opportunity to communication, right? Most but all stay quiet, shutting down the shame contract to shut down, and instead sought approval and acceptance to be likable, shame contracts, okay? To get more love, to be needed, anything to avoid the pain, or avoid rejection, or avoid humiliation. Listen, right? Listen and do what you're told. As children, we are molded and conformed by our parents, society, religions, cultural images. We are suffocated. We're choked. We are choked. And then most but not all are conformed into shame, guilt, pain, suppressed anger, fear, and just basically suppressed emotions all around us. The need for safety, right? As the pain grew, increased, and the pressures of life choked the infant and the child emotionally. You see, you could not tell your parents about the lack of love you received, the lack of hugs, the lack of bedtime stories, the lack of cuddles, even the lack of quality father and mother time, and the importance of it for you as an infant or a child. Or how the relationship mom and dad is just not working out for you anymore. That's why you end up parenting yourself, okay? Or out of your own healthy ways. All the frightening fights between mom and dad is hurting you. The feelings of not being good enough, being flawed, being defected, being told you're a born sinner, or that the pain, shame, and anger that were dumped onto you, alright? The abandonment, the denial, the rejections, the humiliation, the unappreciated feelings, the constant spankings, the hitting, the verbal abuse, emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual, the beatings, the sexual molestation which was hurting you, and how all this is messing you up. How gender was getting in the way, okay? All this pain and all this lack of love, you suffocated, you choked, okay? And the shield of protection goes up. Boom! Big shield, okay? We think to protect us from pain. We close off. We block out the world. We tend to block out the pain. That's what we do. We tend to block out the pain. As an infant, we cannot communicate our needs and wants, so we go into protection mode. A lot of people are in protection mode, defense mode. Defense is the side of fighting, okay? But this, or even plain self-pity with that. But this very shield we put up later on in life turns into our addiction shield. So maybe it protects you when you're younger, right? Meaning everything and anything that we see as hurtful or wrong throughout our life, right? We add to it. We add to its strength. We really do. We add to it. We add to this wall, but every time something hurts us, maybe a fear of rejection, fear of failure, it feeds this shield of addiction, this shield of disparity. The shield does not protect us. We think it does. But instead, the shield we put up, right, at a young age, turns into our addiction shield throughout our life. As a child, it may be sugar, right? We use sugar. That feeds the wall, but as we grow older, harsher drugs are needed to escape the pain of this wall we put in place to originally keep out the pain. The shield only keeps us feeling all this pain, right? It blocks out the love too. That's what it does. It blocks out the love in our life. This shield. The shield not only keeps out the feelings of pain, but it blocks out the love. Okay? The healing. For you to evolve. Drugs then become a friend in the dark place. Or we try to run. We try to change jobs, geographically move, change relationships, whatever. That addiction shield is going to be there. An infant has very basic needs, and that is to give and receive love. It's amazing what someone can accomplish when they know they are loved. An infant is a ball of pure, unconditional source love. For about the first 2 years of infancy, there's nothing but unconditional giving of love from an infant to a mother or a father. An infant's highest needs are giving and receiving love. Right? Well, the highest needs of all for an infant are already met. And that is allowing birth to occur for the child. Right? You see, when you were an infant, you knew how to give love. You knew how to receive love. And you knew how to be loved. Just like an infant knows where breast milk is. The infant knows how to give and receive love. The giving and receiving of love is an innate ability of an infant and is in you too, to give and receive love freely as you grow into adulthood. However, as the infant grew into childhood, the terrible twos, the emotional boring phase that I'm talking about today, the natural instinctive basic highest needs of the capacity of giving and receiving love are hindered, rejected, abandoned, humiliated, shut off, closed down, and then replaced with the grown-up needs. An infant does not take advantage of the basic needs of giving and receiving love. It's a natural process of infancy, a beautiful process that so many have forgotten or replaced with other. When giving and receiving love is rejected, an infant quickly learns to adapt into other needs, such as physical needs, survival needs, needs for safety. There's either survival or you're creating. Right? Needs for safety, needs to be secure, needs to belong, needs to be likable, needs to be accepted, needs of approval, needs of whatever you want to fill in there. Right? As an infant grows in childhood, the basic needs of giving and receiving of love are abandoned, hindered, or rejected. A child will then go into survival mode. Blocks the creativity right there. I can't be creative right there because you're in survival mode. You blocked it off right there. And eventually you reject the self-esteem needs, which is trust, honesty, self-love, self-forgiveness, integrity, creativity, productive needs, right? And the ability to blossom into all that you could be needs. If giving and receiving of love is not fully expressed as an infant, the other primary, critical, important needs of blossoming into your creative geniuses are shut off. When this happens, lack of giving and receiving love, an infant and child jumps into survival needs. The child will most likely grow up feeling not good enough, have to prove themselves, feel abandoned all the time, something is wrong with me, shame, suppressed on unhealthy anger, which in turn eventually leads to addictive behaviors to feed the lack of love the infant did not receive. Giving and receiving love is a natural human gift to experience here. If you water your infant with love daily, the infant will grow into childhood, into adolescent, and into adulthood, blossoming their highest creative expression. The greatest thing you will ever remember is to love and be loved in return. The safeguard system we put in place, right, is designed to protect you from the so-called boogeyman, man or monster underneath the bed or in the closet lurking around every single corner. Or whatever hate or dreaded reality that was created by you or others such as teachers, parents, summer camp counselors, grandparents, friends, schoolmates, or relatives. Whatever they used to threaten you or scare you with this, uncles, aunts, right, was whatever they used to scare you, right, with is what you now want to keep up in your reality. The protective cover we create as an infant, child, or adolescent is solely designed to protect us from the unseen tail that still lurks in our mind, in our subconscious mind. You know, that awful stuff still lurking around every corner? Fears disguised as practicalities, or a pain we throw forward into the future, right? That's just waiting to get us, and it's there waiting to get you. You've already created it. You've already put it out there. It's going to come and get you no matter what you do because you've already thrown it forward. So we think and we dread that. And then we create it. We create what we think. We create what we fear. We create what we dread. We create into our reality, okay? This shield we created does work for a while. Even though there is a price to pay later on in life of having this protective shield in place, the guard we created still worked while we were young. And yes, the shield of disparity did protect you while you were young, while we thought it did. Is it protecting you now? Probably not. It's blocking out the love. And you got repeated patterns happening in your life. And you can't beat your addiction. You can't shake it. The very shield we create out of fear, being scared, frightened, worried, is indeed a dark defense protector. And as we went on through our life, the shadow with no form shield we put into place now solidifies itself into a concrete shield of disparity, all around us in a prison of design and created by you, divine ones. For me as a child, all the beatings, being thrown downstairs, several different stepdads, horror movies of my mom being beaten, then me next, okay, my sisters being molested, being pulled, picked on, name-calling, neglect, abandonment, fights, screaming, spanking, threats, choking to myself, shocked me, froze me, and I quickly resorted in a fight-or-flight response of making my own shield of disparity to protect this out, to numb my emotions so I don't have to feel this anymore. I was a prisoner of my own design, divine ones. Why? Why? To keep the world out. So I was safe. So I thought I was safe. Well, that's what I thought, but I wasn't, okay? And none of us are in this place. All I knew is that this scary place was out there. And since I was raised in a childhood for parents who did not really fully care about me, they're in their own pain, their own shield of disparity, creating their own pain in their life, right? And they wanted to hurt me, I needed to make sure I was really protected and that I was really safe by any means necessary. This very protective defense system that designed while I was young turned into my own addiction shield later on in life. My coke, my heroin, my drug addictions, my armed robberies, okay? And it shakes, it's penetrating, it makes you use, and it leads you to addiction to only calm it down. When we create this protective system at a very young age, we end up getting lost within it, like a big black fog around us where we just can't see our way through this anymore, okay? Here is when we really panic and we go deep, deep, deep into hiding place within ourselves. Think and feel of the movie The Never-Ending Story. Atreyu, his beloved horse Atrax, is lost in a swamp of sadness, okay? We get lost in our own swamp of soggy shame. Or we get lost in our own deep woods, Dante's poem. Or we get lost in our own shield of disparity. We end up going all life choking, suffocating within the shield. We call the matrix air. There's a Christ conscious air, the second coming air, and you can breathe this air. It's like glacier air everywhere you go. But if you're stuck in your shield of disparity, you're only going to breathe matrix, dense, soggy sock air. Alright? That's not going to heal you. It's not. We panic. We feel we cannot do anything right anymore. We feel scared, worthless, not good enough. And we try to break free of our shield of disparity, but it trips us up on self-defeating, self-sabotaging, self-punishing, need for love behavior that leads to a spiral of addictive behaviors right back smack in the shield of disparity again. It's like trying to confront your anger. It just doesn't work. Slaps you down every single time unless you know how to do that. And I can assist you with that. By the end of getting trapped in our own addiction shield, a prison of your own design that we thought would help us, but ended up even destroying our lives even more. The shame, the guilt, the lack of love, the pain, the hurt we feel inside of us as an infant, child, adolescent, and adult creates mental, mechanical, and emotional addictions. When you first entered your teenage years, is when the manifestation of your emotional baggage you carry starts to really express itself into your life. With such things as self-defeating, self-sabotaging, self-punishing, denying love behavior. One usually turns to drugs, porn, or sex as an escape from pain. As a teenager, the patterns of destructive behavior start to appear as a way to cope and deal with the pain. You see, as a teenager, we're trying out drugs. It's not that we're fully addicted yet as teenagers, but when we're teenagers, we tend to see it more as an escape. Right? Recreation. A party on the weekend, a pastime, fun party, activity. A way to forget it all. A way to deal with life, a way to hide, a way to suppress our emotions. And we're crying when we're drunk because we finally get a chance to release our built-up emotions when we're drunk. A way to be free. But when we become an adult is when we see the full addiction emerge and the patterns of destructive behavior that we're trying out and playing with as a teenager really take shape into our life. I used to do cocaine once in a while on the weekends. And all of a sudden, when I got out of high school, I was having to do cocaine almost every day or every second day. It was like a pain. I just had to use it. If you didn't use it, it just got more painful. And then the full addiction for most withdrawal really shows up and manifests itself into one's life. As we emerge into adult years is when the pattern fully emerges and then the addictive behavior takes a full swing into your life. As we enter adult years, as we're born into an individual such as I am now here, right? Such as I am now more, and I should be seen more into the world now. And I should be seen more than ever before. I'm an adult, and I should be treated as such, or hoping to be treated as such as an adult. Is when the full-blown signs of chemical, mechanical, and emotional addictions really take off for themselves. However, the beatings, the abandonment, the denials, the rejections, the experiences of the child do have their own manifestations, such as isolation, avoidance, escape, right, and play, not wanting to grow up, not wanting to take responsibility, hiding, running, sugarcoating, candy, escape, control, blame, self-pity. Woo! When you emerge as a human being, or to the brink of adulthood, of adolescence, is you are born into a new form. An adult. This is when you are more seen, you're heard, acknowledged into the world at large. A lot of us cannot wait to be an adult again. Right? We just can't wait to be adult. And when I can become an adult, we want to be treated as such. I'm an adult. Treat me like an adult now. Okay? As such, with bells and whistles of being an adult. Even seniors do that. So, well, we hope, anyways, we hope, and we have dreamed we will be treated as such our whole life when I become an adult. With respect and acknowledged as soon as we are adults. When we emerge into adulthood is when the main signs of the chemical, emotional, mechanical addictions emerge and fully take shape. So there's like a pain there that's happening. So you're no longer a child or a teenager, you are an adult now. I personally remember just using on the weekends, okay? Then after school, here and there, nothing too much. Then soon I was an adult, I was using every day and every weekend. I wanted drugs as soon as I opened my eyes. All I could think about was drugs. All I could think about was drugs. I would glorify them, sugarcoat them, make them beautiful. I would fantasize about drugs. I started to see I could not function in life without them anymore. Drugs were my escape. Drugs were that definition of freedom I created for myself. I started to see I could not function in life without them. Drugs were my escape, okay? They were my refuge. They were my peace, right? They were my place to go to when the world got too much to deal with. If you look at your addictions, no matter how harmless they are, they may seem, okay, or how harmful in fact they are to you right now, you will see, Divine One, how they have manifested themselves, okay, into your life. Bring themselves and play themselves out into your life, into your reality as self-sabotaging behavior, as self-punishment, self-defeating, or denying of love. Often referring back to childhood shame and suppressed on unhealthy anger emotions that we feel the lack of deserving, the guilt I carry, the soggy shame that I have inside of me, the suppressed anger. All these emotions are too heavy to feel at once. So one refers to drugs and alcohol to hinder these feelings we have been running from our whole life. Because I'm addicted to the substance, mechanical energy, emotional response, or chemical energy, then we sink into I don't deserve. We feel the shame, we feel the guilt, therefore we deny the love, and the cycle repeats itself. We get stuck in a prism of shield and protection from a pain by our own design. The protective shield we created around us sends signals of you are not good enough. You're not enough. You feel your shame, suppressed emotions, you feel the childhood pain again. Then addictive shield kicks into self-sabotage and self-defeating self-punishment. By the use of drugs, sex, or alcohol. It is a vicious cycle of self-defeating behavior that never stops till we heal the infant, child, and teen and adult within ourselves. Not running. Changing jobs, changing relationships. That pain will still be there no matter where you go and what you do in this world. Try running from yourself. It doesn't work. Most of the pain within is non-tangible, meaning emotional shame, guilt, suppressed emotions such as unprocessed anger and fear. This is what you can't quite put your finger on, okay? Shadows with no form. Sure, we tend to focus on the tangible as the main problems, the beatings, the name calling, the yelling, the neglect, the sexual abuse. Mom and dad were not there for me when I needed them most, the abandonment, the spankings, the washing mouth out with soap, etc. But these are just the vehicles to the underlying unhealthy emotional pain you are feeling inside. Behind every vehicle such as abandonment is underlying pain that eats away at you. The shame, the guilt, the fear, the unprocessed unhealthy emotions of anger. One feels, where did I go wrong in life? Is it my fault? I can't do anything right. It eats you away and shuts you down and buries you down again. Back to that matrix there again, stale air. I'm bad. I'm no good. No one likes me. No one wants me. I'm not good. Why am I here? The emerging addictions reflect the shame and guilt that sits within you, ground one. If you look at your addictions, no matter how small they are or how significant, you will see them and you will be them. You'll see their addictive behavior manifest themselves out in your life as self-destructive, self-sabotaging, self-punishing. I don't deserve. I feel the shame. I feel the guilt. Then you deny love. How's that going for you? And then the addiction chain is set into motion again. You can't just stop it. As you work on yourself and face yourself, divine ones. When coming clean from addiction traps, one of the addiction's psychic hooks is to obscure, okay? So many but not all are scared of the fearful in their spiritual growth. So many but not all are fearful to the point that one will avoid developing their own human potential and avoid the depths of their own spiritual growth. They'll run, they'll blame, they'll reject, they'll deny, and they'll run, they'll hide in their own little corner and use their addictions. There's an opportunity to heal this pain now. We don't have to run anymore. Okay? As you grow into our destiny, we get frightened along the way with such things as, what is my destiny? What am I supposed to do here? What am I supposed to accomplish in life? What if I don't know what to do? What if I fail? What if I'm making this up in my head? What if others judge me? What if I'm not good enough? What if I'm wrong? What if I cannot trust my own judgment or self anymore? What if I mess up the beginning? What if I lack in light? What if I cannot express myself clearly enough and I cannot be heard? What if I'm not bright enough in the world? What if God has picked the wrong person? I am a stupid idiot and a failure. What if I do all the spiritual growth and there's nothing there? I can blame and say that I didn't get the seat on the other side. I get to blame my mother or my dad for not helping me get there. What then? I'm not going to waste time and effort on this stuff. It doesn't work. Nothing works. Too messed up. I'm too broken. You're just bent and just realign yourself. You're rediscovering yourself and your beauty and your power here, divine ones. I wish to inform you because remember, I was a crack addict on the streets, armed robbery, and now look at me now, divine ones. I've assisted thousands of people in personal healing sessions. I wish to inform you that once you open your door to destiny, you taste your destiny, get drunk on your destiny. Yeah, get drunk with your destiny now. Sense your destiny. Taste the holy grail of God, Goddess's truth, divine ones. Your truth within inside of you, divine being that you are. There is no closing door on your destiny. You see, the more clearly you can see, the more eager you will be to achieve. You're destined for success, divine ones. However, the more determined you are to achieve, the more painful it is when you fall short of the fail. This is where we get obscured and self-hook ourselves and we fall short on our butt. False dilemmas disguised as practicalities. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if? What if? Oh my God, what if? We trip ourselves up and we fall flat on our face. Maybe you've already met your destiny, sensed your destiny, tasted your destiny, but are you too afraid and you don't know what to do and why? Maybe you don't know what you really want to do in life yet. Maybe you don't know what you want in life. You feel this and you sense your destiny, but you're not sure what to do or where to go in your life right now. Maybe you know your destiny. You see it, you taste it, but you're unable to satisfy your thirst for your destiny. This is where we obscure ourselves, Divine Ones. We fear disguised as practicalities, and we fall short of our destiny again. We make excuses, and we do whatever we can to avoid our destiny. No matter how you distract yourself or delude yourself, no matter what rational excuses you may use or currently are using, whatever self-destructive habits or self-defeating mind chatter you sink into, no matter what ego constructs you come up with, the thirst for your destiny grows much more stronger, and it will drive you crazy to ignore your destiny any longer. No matter the amount of drugs or alcohol or chocolate cake that you do or movies you watch, or whatever it is you're running from yourself, your destiny is going to knock on your door. And you can't run from it. This is the age of the golden light where we can heal ourselves and transform our pain into love. And that's what we can all do. We don't have to run anymore. We don't have to hide anymore. We don't have to feed this false matrix energy anymore. Then they're the ones that dive in their destiny head first. These are the ones that go deeper into the very root of their destiny. Yeah! They go beyond the human potential and attach the metaphysical threads of hopes and dreams and visions and sparks and of dreams and forgotten love. Yes, they're metaphysical threads on the other side of your pain, Divine Ones. And they're there. You just got to grab on. Not your pain, your excuses, your self-pity. This happened. Do you want to play martyr victim anymore? Or do you want to rise in your own salvation? It's within you, Divine One. And discover the reality above beyond the current one that you're stuck in right now. They see it is not just about lining up the physical, but the metaphysical. For what behind governs the seen in science is the unseen metaphysical, okay? They dive in the metaphysical now. Discover their higher selves, their soul, their unseen friends, God, Goddess, for all that is, and then sense and taste your destiny. But along the way, the ones also get snagged too. They get hooked up, they get scared, they get fearful, they get psychic obscure addiction hooks and stop them dead in their tracks. They fall back on their old addictive behaviors. Understand fear of failure and fear of rejection feed the psychic obscure shields, our own self-sabotaging switches. Then there are the ones who know they have everything they need here. They are open themselves up to full human potential. Just like a dog shakes off water after it swims, a master does the same, and you are the master that you are speaking to, Divine Ones. You don't need a guru, you are the guru. You are the master. Just like dog can shake off the water, right? A master does the same thing when faced with obstacles. I'm here to get the right stuff, to take me forward, so I can create the right reality that feeds my destiny. Okay? Each one of you are a color of flowers on the mountain field. Beautiful, expressing your radiance and your joy and your beauty to this world. You're here to share your destiny. Okay? Once you taste your destiny, nothing can stop you to try to avoid and stop your destiny. Okay? And if you do, it will drive you crazy and back to obscure psychic, self-sabotaging, hooked, addictive behaviors. And you want to live there? You live there long enough? Then let's get out of this mess you're in, right? You're a shield of disparity. Your shield of disparity. The more you clear the clutter to your addictive behavior, like payoffs, trauma, pain, hardships, fear of failure, fear of rejection, false dilemmas, subconscious, destructive patterns, shame, guilt, unhealthy anger, fear. I could just go on. Past lives, pains, whoa, heal them up, right? The more you can see and feel your destiny and taste your destiny, Divine Ones. In active addiction, your soul comforts you, even when everyone else around you do not understand you. And most people won't understand you. They'll just blame you and punish you, and you'll get stuck in your own prison of your design some more. So someone in addictive addictions will find refuge in addiction. This is because the soul is there. It's loving you, caring you, and supporting you when no one else will or does. You hide in the cracks and crevices of your pain. We can come out of the active addiction by rising up out of the cracks and crevices of your pain. You can. You can rise up and you can heal and share your bounty and beauty with the magnificence of your soul energy, not just hide in the cracks of your pain for comfort when no one else comforts you. It's time for you to rise up in the light now. It's time for you to rise into your soul power. Your soul power is meant to be shared with the world, not hidden in some corner as a crack addict. By rising up to your soul, you will find your self-esteem, Divine Ones. A lot of times we don't have self-esteem, right? We got suppressed anger as our self-esteem, but it just ends up creating more problems in your life. You have to think that's going to be a safeguard to protect you through life, but it doesn't. It just nails you down even more and more addictions. Unhealthy anger is not a protector. It only leads to more addictive pains and pains inside your chest. By rising up with your soul, you will find self-esteem, comfort, joy, courage, love in all areas of your life, and so it is, Divine Ones. The one you truly try to keep hidden from everyone else will come out. Every once in a while, you can't control it. Just like unhealthy anger, you can't control it. You try to use your voice in unhealthy anger, boom, you get unhealthy anger, manipulating, controlling, vindictive. You're just trying to use your voice. You cannot hide it. It comes out when you don't want it to come out, okay? It will wreak havoc on your life and other people around you. Heal the deep wounds. Heal your scars. Heal your vestiges, okay? The pain within inside you, and it will stop. Addictions are a false hand to help in a dark place. Let the love of God, Goddess, assist you as your real hand in dark place that you're stuck in. And your own shield of disparity, Divine Ones. As you clear the addictive, obscure clutter, the shield of disparity, you can sense your destiny as a vision maker. You really can. A visionary maker is you, Divine Ones. A visionary dreams themselves well, and you can dream yourself well by holding that vision. By creating and weaving dreams of love, co-creating reality maker that you are, divine maker, reality maker that you are, a destiny of dreams coming true, and you visionize it and it will come true, so be it. A dream weaver of love's embrace. As you heal, remove your obscure addiction shield, you will create a positive future for the planet, others, and for yourself, sweet ones. The future of others may be far more positive, but not for your visionary. When others see the destruction, you will see reconstruction of new hope, forgotten love, and new sparks of visions. There are solutions to finally being clean and sober from drugs and alcohol and sex. Fear, guilt, shame, unhealthy suppressed anger will create a mental health imbalance that leads to old addictive self-defeating behaviors and patterns. Release unprocessed emotions and your pain, and you will release your addiction. If you want to stop saying, I'll never do it again, when you use it again, I'll never use that again, but then you end up doing it again because you feed your shield of disparity and it leads you back down to addiction again. That's the trap, okay? That can't be helped. Then it's time to heal your deep shame. It's time to heal your guilt, your fear, your unhealthy suppressed anger, your pain, your trauma, and watch the shield of disparity fall. Let's relearn how to love again and how to accept ourselves instead of constantly blaming ourselves again. Stuck in self-pity of ourselves, a martyr of ourselves, and victim of ourselves, and blame mom and dad and everybody else. It's everybody else's fault. Take responsibility for yourself and rise with your own salvation. You are the Savior you've been waiting for. You are the Master that you are speaking to, Divine Ones. I know you have hurt for a very long time, but now, dear ones, push that all aside. Okay? And rise up out of your shield of pain of disparity. Transform your pain into love. I'm living proof of this. Rise, Grand Ones. Rise, Divine Masters. Let go now. Let go into a deeper love. Let go now. Let go and rise into a deeper love, Divine Ones. If you would like any assistance with your obscure addiction hooks, past traumas, pains, shame, guilt, fear, unhealthy anger, your own shield of disparity that's got you tripped up in your addictions, you don't know how to get out of it, just want to blame everybody, then feel free to contact me and I can assist you with all your healing needs, Divine Ones. From infancy to adulthood to seniors, whatever pain you have in the way, we will work through it together. This is Chris Parr, Syrian Lemurian Love, Galactic Council of Light. You are destined for success. Break down your shield of disparity and you will find your gifts, abilities, and spiritual powers are there. And they've always been there. You just block them out by the pain you've experienced in this world. See you later, guys. Woo!